Let the countdown begin. Raze back live again. Pop culture, entertainment, of course, the hot topics. Traveling somewhere in the tropics. Usually preserved for smoke show panels, $1 million plays. We expanding the channel, they say opinions like assholes. Watch your mouth at all times and don't mess up the cash flow. We live.
What up? Raze back live again on this Wednesday evening, guys. Breaking news. After the epic verdict heard around the world of Diddy beating the feds on federal RICO racketeering and sex trafficking charges. Right now, the Judge Submarian, what's his name? Whatever his name is, has denied the bail. He has denied the bail, guys. Oh my goodness. They are playing games, guys. They are playing games, guys. Hit that like button. Diddy was expected to get released on bail. His mother was celebrating once the verdict came in. She was celebrating outside the courthouse, with people cheering and everything. And now, Judge Submarian has denied bail, guys. We're gonna get into why he says he denied the bail. Diddy's team said, look, he should be let go today. Let him come home. His family is here in the courtroom. But Judge Submarian said no bail, guys. Hit that like button. And I gotta ask the question. Are the feds playing dirty? They lost. The feds lost on a big RICO racketeering and sex trafficking charge. That's what they wanted. 15 years of life. They wanted 10 years of life. They lost. Or they playing dirty now. Now, the thing that he was charged with and that he was found guilty of, the Mann Act, 2 counts of the prostitution across state lines of Cassie and Jane. That's a sentence of up to 10 years in prison, right? Now, what is this judge going to do? This judge, you can tell he does not like Diddy. He favored the prosecution the whole trial. He is only a 2-year judge, and he was a former prosecutor. So he has that prosecutor mindset, guys. Is he big mad? Is he big sad that the jury came through and said not guilty and embarrassed the federal government? Are the feds playing dirty? Hit that like button, guys. Oh, man. Just when you thought it was over, the feds played dirty. And I don't know what to say, guys. Oh, man. It seems like they're about to start something, guys. Because I heard, as the people, the YouTubers out there right now, and I heard people pretty mad that he was denied bail, guys. What does this mean? Shout out to T. Williams. Salute to you, T. Williams. Melissa says, terrible development. Yes, my guy Big Super was up here earlier. He was like, well, he's going to get bail. But we got to remember, Melissa comes through with the $10 through the Cash App. I appreciate you, Melissa. Melissa comes through with the $10 through the Cash App, and that's you right there, Melissa. She says terrible development, guys. Guys, hit that like button, guys. I think the feds, they're playing dirty. They are playing the sore loser role. Let's hope they don't go too far with this, because there will be protests out there. Come on, God. Come on, feds. You lost. Now, let's see. Now shout out to you, Melissa, for that $10 through the Cash App. I appreciate you. Diddy will get time served, says Jack Black. I don't know now. I do not know now. Cassie Ventura and Gloria Aldrich sent letters to the judge before the bail hearing, saying that they fear for their lives if you let Diddy out on bail. Now, the judge denied bail, right? What does that mean about sentencing? Because if the judge says, and I'm a common sense guy over here, right? I tell the truth over here. I tell it like it is. If the judge is saying, look, I'm denying his bail yet again, because this is the same judge that denied his bail like 7 months ago, right? If he's saying he's listening to Cassie cry about Diddy being a threat to her, and he denied the bail, now, why would he only sentence Diddy to the minimum, guys? I got to look at this now. I have to look at this. Because if he thinks Diddy is a threat to society and denied him the bail, why on God's green earth will he only sentence Diddy to the minimum on the Mann Act charges, guys? I think they're about to start something big. I think it's about to go down, guys. Hit that like button. Protest, I think, is about to go down. I'm telling you, the feds overreached on this case already, trying to get him on a RICO racketeering. Those 12 jurors shot it down. They shot it down. And now the judge is taking it upon himself to make up for the not guilty verdicts on the RICO racketeering and the sex trafficking. Guys, that's just my opinion right now. I might have to. Now they set a bail hearing. I'm going to read to you exactly, because the judge was saying, look, come back for sentencing, not bail hearing, but come back for sentencing around October 8th or so. And Diddy's lawyer's like, no, we want a fast sentence and this and that. So they have set up a hearing for a pre-sentencing hearing for next week on Tuesday, July 8th, right? We're gonna see what happens right there. But guys, I think this judge is going to take it upon his own self to maybe sentence Diddy to the maximum of the 2 Mann Act charges. I got to quote it like I see it, guys. This is breaking news. Remember, this judge was a former prosecutor. He's only been a judge for 2 years. He has prosecution in his blood, in his mindset, right? He does not like Diddy. He did not. You can tell he was biased the whole time for the prosecution, right? Guys, oh man, hit the like button, guys. I caught it like I see it, guys. Diddy looking at a minimum of 51 to 63 months. Oh man, they were talking about the guidelines. I'm going to get into all of that. Hit that like button. Thank you for all your donation for the last live stream, and thank you, Melissa, for the $10 Cash App. Diddy not as important as Trump, says Cloak Token. Feds are playing dirty, and they have the judge in their pocket, guys. Diddy beat the feds, but can he ultimately beat this judge? He beat the feds. He beat the prosecution, but can he overcome this judge? Can he do it? Oh, man. Diddy does not have Trump privilege, says Bruce M2. He beat the charges, but this judge is going to take it upon himself. Now, guys, I think this is an opportunity for Trump to step in. Guys, I'm thinking Trump might step in, guys. Oh, my goodness. Wow. This drama never ends, guys. This drama never ends, guys. Shout out to you, Bruce M2. I'm finna storm the jail. Free my man Diddy. Diddy will not be home. He will not be home for the 4th of July, guys. In a crazy turn of events. Look, it was all in a drudge. Everybody had the headlines. Diddy beat the main charges. But why? Why on earth would this judge deny bail? This is from the Drudge Report. Diddy denied bail despite being cleared of worse charges. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What are y'all thinking, guys? Now we could just give our opinions and what's going to be happening. Jack Black said he's going to get time served. Now I'm looking at the sentencing guidelines. Now the judge did mention something about 50. It starts at 51 months for the U.S. Diddy's defense team said the sentencing guidelines starts at about 21 months, and Diddy has served already 10 months. What is going to happen? What is going to happen, guys? Oh man! Shout out to T. Williams. Let me see. Bro, they already had the pink cocaine and baby oil. You ready? Oh man! Just when you thought it was over, they bring us back in. Jesse Short says, yeah, it's crazy. No reason he shouldn't be given bail after beating the serious violent charges, guys. Guys, this judge is going to take it upon himself. Now, this is some hope for the Diddy people or the Diddy haters that wanted to see Diddy get a serious jail sentence, because the two Mann Acts, each of them carries a maximum sentence of up to 10 years in prison. The judge can say, I sentenced Diddy to 10 years on each count. Guess what? That's 20 years. And guess what? There's going to be mass protests out there, guys. They are about to start something. Guys. Y'all guys got to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Bulletproof Ninja says, that's wild. Yeah. Them boys about to start something. Out there at that court. Shout out to Bulletproof Ninja. I think the problem is the judge. Why can't you get bail for flying someone out? Guys, I'm telling you, this is because of a few people sent notes to the judge saying that they feared for their life if you let Diddy go on bail, right? And Diddy and the judge already had a bias anyway, okay? They better return his baby oil. Hit that like button, guys. What he got to say about this? Him denying bond might mean he is going to give him a harsher sentence. This is not good for the diddler. Live inside. Now, let's see what TMZ had to say about this. Sean Diddy Combs will spend 4th of July in jail. Judge denies bail. Okay, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Get the lights up. And subscribe to the channel. Anybody new to the channel. Independence Day did not come early for Sean Diddy Combs. He was hoping for a taste of freedom after spending the past 9 months in Brooklyn jail. But he was just denied bail and will remain in custody pending sentencing in this criminal case. As you know, a jury found Diddy not guilty of the 3 most serious charges: 2 counts of sex trafficking and 1 count of racketeering. They found him guilty on 2 counts of the Mann Act, transportation for prostitution across state lines, which I predicted, guys. I predicted that was going to happen last night. Right on the nose. The defense immediately asked the judge to have Diddy released on $1 million bail while awaiting sentencing in appeal. Prosecutors argued Diddy qualified as a no bail convict because of potential violence and flight risk. So the prosecution, Comey, brung up flight risk and violence, guys. Hit that like button, guys. Oh, man. Like I said, just when you thought it was over, they bring us back in. Ooh. The judge said he denied bail. This is his reason, guys. The judge, Submarinian, said he denied bail because Diddy was not able to show he wasn't a danger to the community. Boom. Guys, That's not good for Diddy right now. That is not good for Diddy. I'm going to continue reading. What are y'all listening? This judge is a radical judge. He does not like Diddy. He's taking it upon himself now. I think he's going to try to make up. And mark my words. I think he's going to try to make up. He believes, this judge really do believes Diddy should have been found guilty of sex trafficking and racketeering, and he was looking forward to sentence Diddy to 15 years to life. Guys, this is not good. And this is not good. Now, I could be wrong, but this is just my early observation. Now, the judge said he denied bail because Diddy was not able to show he wasn't a danger to the community. The judge said Diddy's defense conceded during the trial Diddy was a domestic abuser, and he says violence was depicted in the Cassie beating video. It goes back to the domestic violence. Okay. What are we looking at here? Will this judge sentence Diddy to like 3 or 5 years for the domestic violence to make up? It seemed like this judge is trying to get justice for Cassie and sentence Diddy as a makeup for the domestic violence. Now, how many years will he give him? He could give him up to 10 years on each charge, right? For the prostitution, right? I said at the beginning, I said, will the jurors, I said, would the jurors find them guilty on any of these counts to make up for them not being able to charge him for the domestic violence? I said in the beginning, I won't have a problem with Diddy sitting a couple of years for the domestic violence, but he wasn't charged for the domestic violence. I said, if he was charged state-wise for domestic violence, if I was in a jury, I would find him guilty because of the video. Now, here's the thing. Do you guys think it's right for the judge to basically sentence Diddy to about 3 to 10 years? I think that's what's coming. Mark it down, 3 to 10 years in prison to make up for to pretty much get revenge for the beatdown of Cassie on the video. That's pretty much what's going on. And I think he's mad that the feds, the federal government, was embarrassed today that they did not get the RICO conviction and the sex trafficking conviction. I don't know what's in this guy's head, but let's say you. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. What's more, the judge said Diddy got violent with Jane in June 2024 after the feds raided his homes in March 2024, which he said showed a disregard for the law and a propensity for violence. Okay, it seems the jury made its decision quickly because in hour and 2 deliberations Monday, jurors asked the judge to admonish juror number 25 to follow instructions. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out 11 of them seem to be leaning towards a not guilty verdict on the serious charge. Okay. Diddy was planning to go back to his home on Store Island in Miami Beach, Florida, but he will have to wait. The judge said sentencing is tentatively set for October 3rd, but he indicated he was willing to move the date up. And he set a court hearing for Tuesday, July 8th, right, on the matter of expediting sentencing. Hit the like button, guys. Hit that like button. Diddy's defense and prosecutors are divided on sentencing. The judge noted Diddy's attorneys say sentencing guidelines start at 21 months, with prosecutors saying the sentencing guidelines start at 51 months. Okay. Okay, so there you have that portion right there. Man, let me see. What else do we have? Yeah, guys, what are y'all thinking right now, guys? Remember, I did the live talking about we had a rogue juror. Now we have a rogue judge. We have a rogue judge, guys. We have a rogue judge, guys. We have a rogue judge, guys. He might say 20 years. I don't know. It's going to be protests out there if he does that. If he does try to prove, if he tries to pull that. Oh man, Trump might have to step in. Trump might have to step in and just pardon him for the conviction of the Mann Act. The man. Wow. Now, this is just my early observation, because we're gonna see at the on July 8th, on Tuesday, what happens at that pre-sentencing hearing. But this is just my early observation right now. It could change. It could change. Thank you for that $10 Maria through the Cash App, and thank you for this $10 super chat for Wonderful Travels. He can't give him any more than what the federal guideline says. There are no enhancements. It strictly goes by offense and criminal history. Anything over 36 months is automatic win in appeals. So you saying anything over 36 months? Okay, so 36 months, that'll be 3 years. He basically spent about a year in prison. Okay, but on 2 different charges, right? But remember, he was convicted on 2 of the Mann Acts, so he could do 36 months each, right, on each charge. So that'll be 3. That'll be like 6 years. The plot thickens, guys. The plot thickens. Now, like I said, I don't 100% mind him having to sit for a couple of years, for 2 years. Well, a year time served for the beatdown of Cassie. That would be a makeup call. Do y'all guys agree? Do y'all agree with the judge? Would y'all mind the judge sentencing him to the 36 months? Just 36 months, not 2 count. Let's say on both counts, 36 months concurrent. So 36 months concurrent. So 3 years. Would y'all mind Diddy doing 3 years with time served already? So he got to spend 2 more years in prison for, because I don't think the judge is going to release him. He didn't do bail. And his reason he didn't do bail because Cassie sent the message saying that she's in fear, right? And this judge is saying he is a threat to the community. So if the judge is saying that, I can't see the judge giving him any. I can't see the judge giving him just time served, guys. But this is my early observation. This is my early observation, guys. This is my early observation. I don't see the judge. All right, let me read to you what Cassie said. Now, hit the like button, guys. Now, this is what Cassie sent to the judge. This is what Cassie sent to the judge. This is from courtesy of Team Z. Cassie's worried about what Diddy might do to her if the judge lets him out on bail prior to his sentencing. And she's asking the judge to make sure she never finds out. All right. The singer-songwriter submitted a letter to the court Wednesday requesting the judge not allow Diddy to head back into the world before he's sentenced for his conviction on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, guys. And the judge has agreed. Also, Gloria Ortridge, right? Let me see what Gloria Ortridge, wrote to the judge. And I believe the hairstylist also wrote something to the judge also about not letting him out. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. But like I said, guys, I'm a fair person over here. If the judge don't go too crazy on the sentence, if he don't be like 10 years or something crap like that, I'll be okay with 2 years, 2 to 3 years with time served. I won't be going all crazy. But the thing is, I don't really like this judge being an activist judge. And I don't like the fact that he was a prosecutor and he's taking the law in his own hands. He is the law technically. He is the law technically. But guys, I think either way, there's going to be protests out there during it. If he lets his man, I'm just trying to make sense of this. Let me see what Gloria Aldridge said. Let me see what Gloria Aldridge said, guys. Because Gloria Aldridge had to stick her nose in it too. Yeah, I know Gloria Aldridge, right? You know, I mean, you just never know with this stuff, man. Cassie, Judge Diddy's a danger. Keep him in jail. You know. Well, I'll bring up what Gloria Aldridge said in a few. But like I said, the judge said he doesn't trust Diddy. He does not trust Diddy not being a danger to the community. So I can't believe that this judge is going to let Diddy get a light sentence, guys. Trump will pardon him, says Mr. D. I think Trump loves the headlines. Trump loves the headlines. Trump might just say, all right, enough of this nonsense. Y'all found him not guilty on RICO. He beat the feds. Y'all found him not guilty on sex trafficking. Now y'all doing too much. You know what? Now he's being treated unfairly. And Trump said he would pardon anybody that he feels is being treated unfairly. You know Trump don't like the judicial system. Now shout out to Eric Terry Easy E with the $9.99 donation to the Raze Travel Fund. 36 months is fair. Now, if they just keep it at 36 months, Easy E, and time served would be he in there about a year. If he got to sit for 2 years, he still continues to get clean. He takes some anger management classes up in there inside prison. I don't know if they offer that in there. I'll be fine with that. But they can't be doing those 6 years. Can't be doing no 10 years, guys. Now, I still don't know if I don't feel comfortable with this judge. Dude just beat a federal RICO racketeering charge. He just beat a sex trafficking charge. I still don't know if I feel comfortable with this. But considering he did beat Cassie up. See, the thing is, the feds, they missed it on the statute of limitation for the state. So I think this is going to be a makeup. Now let's just see if this judge go overboard. If he goes overboard, we're gonna have to check this. We're gonna have to check him with some protests or something. We can't be letting the judicial system go overboard on this stuff, guys. You know, we can't let them get out of line. You know what I'm saying? Because this is like being sore losers. He beat the federal case. He beat the Fed's case, guys. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him on RICO racketeering and sex trafficking. Like I repeat, the sex trafficking, minimum of 15 years to life. The RICO racketeering, a minimum of 10 years to life. He beat that. He beat them. His lawyers beat the government. Remember, this judge was a former prosecutor. He's only been a judge for 2 years. He's sounding like he's big mad right now. He's big mad, and he's going to get revenge for the prosecution. Guys, what are y'all thinking? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What are y'all thinking? You said they can't run it concurrently? No 10 years? What are y'all thinking? Woo! Get off his Tootsie Roll. Well, you should have told the jurors that, bro. The jurors, the ones found them not guilty. And now this judge is big mad, bro. He beat the feds, and now they playing, they acting like they're sore losers. Right? Now, let me see. I know Diddy, Pitt's lawyer said they more money to get you bail. Let me see. Now, let me see what Diddy's team offered. They offered like $1 million. Let me see. All right. Diddy's lawyer said the cases were reviewed involving defendants making money, millions, or involve minors. That's different. Here are the facts from our letters. All right. There is a great divide on the sentencing guidelines. I see that Mr. Comey, all right, this is the judge talking right here. There is a great divide on the sentencing guidelines. I see that Mr. Comey, well, Miss Comey, that's the prosecution, has her statute book again. Now, this is the prosecutor, Comey. The rule required the preparation of a report. Absent a reason waiver, probation may be able to expedite. Judge, update me by July 8th. Judge says, I set sentencing for Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. I am willing to expedite it. Then Combs' lawyer says, we would like to expedite it. Judge says, we will need an expedite pre-sentencing report. So that is going to be next week, July 8th, guys. Okay. Combs' lawyer says, Your Honor has a lot of information for presiding over trial. We want the sentencing as soon as possible. Other Mann Act cases, they're nothing remotely similar to this. Then Combs' lawyer said, the cases were reviewed involving defendants making money, millions, or involve minors. That's different than what we have here. So, all right. So now it's in the hands of the judge. It's in the hands of the judge, guys. The judge was appointed by Biden. Diddy campaign against Trump. Now we're going to see. I don't think Trump really cares about that right now because Trump wants headlines. Trump knows he can swoop in and be a hero. And guess what? Yeah, Diddy campaigned against Trump. But if Trump helps Diddy out right here, right now, in this situation, guess what? Diddy is going to praise Trump. And you know what that means? That is music to Trump's ears. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. So that doesn't matter. Trump don't care about that right now because he knows he's going to get a lot of press. He could come in and say he saved Diddy from the evil federal prosecutors, guys. This is right down Trump's alley. And he's going to get press, especially if people start going out there protesting. Trump is going to swoop in and do the pardon. I'm telling you, I see what's going to happen. This is just preliminary. This is, I really want to wait until that July 8th thing. But me knowing how Trump operates, I can see Trump saying enough of this nonsense. You found them not guilty on a RICO. You found them not guilty on a sex trafficking. Stop this, and he can end this. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is some of my early predictions on this. Yeah, Diddy bail denied by judge after beating the feds. This is plain racism. Now, John Smith, the racism stuff is going to start getting thrown out there, guys. And this is what the feds and the judge have to be careful of. They overreached on a RICO racketeering. I was saying that over the past 3 weeks. Will this judge overreach with the sentencing and cause chaos? Like I said, I'm putting it on the record right now because I'm not going to go back on what I said. I said, you know what? I don't mind Diddy sitting for a couple of years. He could continue to get clean. There's some punishment for Cassie beating her up. Even though she got $20 million out of the deal, really $30 million. You know what I'm saying? But this judge, I hope he does not overreach and try to go for the full 10 years. Now, some of you guys saying he can't do 10 years. I don't know exactly what this guideline is going to be. I think they're going to settle that, sort that out on on Tuesday, July 8th. So, boy, I thought we was done with this. All right, Eric Younger, it be anything from time served, probation, up to 10 years. Well, we'll see. Let me see what else I have in here. All right, so the sore loser the sore loser, the feds, Comey. This is the sore loser, the prosecutor. This is James Comey's daughter too, guys. And you know Trump don't like James Comey. James Comey was the former, what was that? The former FBI director. And Trump does not like James Comey. This is his daughter. So I can definitely see Trump swooping in and just doing the parting and saying F you to the Comey family, guys. Mark this down. Screen record this. Trump can swoop in and just say F you to the Comey family. Because Trump won't have nothing to lose. He could be like, well, they already found him not guilty on the big charges. So why y'all trying to now y'all being unfair? This is a chance for him to get back at Comey, James Comey. Now, this was what Comey said, the prosecutor. The defendant faces a maximum sentence of 25 years. I mean, my fault, 20 years. Not where I get the 5 from. 20 years. Even while faced with this case, he assaulted Jane here in New York, preparing to surrender. He had drugs in his hotel room, was ready to commit this same offense. So basically, this judge is agreeing with the feds yet again. Basically, this judge is going along, the go along, get along gang. He was a prosecutor himself 2 years ago, and he is going along with Comey, the prosecutor. I mean, there's nothing you could really do about that right now unless Trump swoops in and like, you know what, enough of this nonsense. And Trump would have some leeway because, like I say, he found not guilty of the major stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Trump will certainly do a pardon for a price. Diddy was not in court for beating up Cassie. That ship sailed. He needs to be sent home. He beat the feds BS. Trump might feel the same way. You know, Trump might just say, you know what? I'm the king. You know, Trump might like, I'm the king right now. I'm the king. I'm gonna show you guys my power. And Diddy is gonna praise me, and I'm gonna get all the credit. Trump likes that stuff. That's a good point, Razor. The Comey factor. Yes, Trump hates Comey, and this is Comey. This is Comey's daughter. So it's gonna send a trigger that, you know what, that Comey family, they tried to run this game on me. Now, they'll go high on the sentence. So Logan's saying they're gonna try to go high on the sentence. Oh man, high drama, guys. High drama, guys. High drama. The judge is about to bring out the belt, says Washington. All right. Okay. Pardon, Diddy. We shall see. Mr. D says, Diddy acquitted of the charges they really wanted him on. He got a slap on the wrist. That's why they want the sentencing quick, so he could be out soon, says Mr. D. Drop the link. All right, Big Super says drop the link. Let's see what Big Super has to say about this. Big Super. This could be nasty work by the judge. Maybe we're just overblowing this, but since he said those words that Diddy is still a threat to the community, taking it upon himself, I can't see him releasing Diddy anytime soon. I cannot see him releasing Diddy anytime soon. This is my early thoughts, though. It could change. It could change on July 11 when they have that hearing. You know what I'm saying? The judge is working with the prosecution. The judge is a problem. He is KK Storm front member, and okay, he needs to be. Oh man, let me see. He'll get 36 months. That's 3 years, and be out next year, summer 2026. So you're saying 3 years with time served. Okay. That I won't have too big a problem with, because I was saying that in the beginning when I first went out to that courthouse. I'm like, at least it's not 10 years, 15 years of life. You know what I'm saying? As long as he don't overreach, guys, I'll be fine with that. Now, some people would still have a problem with the judge doing this, though. Some people would still have a problem. I won't necessarily have a problem with it if it's only 36 months with time served, Mr. D. I'm going to stay consistent with it. Another OJ verdict says inner peace. They made up for the OJ thing when he went in there like an idiot. He went into that hotel like an idiot with some friends and took guns and tried to get his memorabilia back. And they got him on kidnapping those people inside that hotel. I think that was in Vegas. And they sent this OJ to like 8 years, so they got some level of revenge. Let me see. Trump got better things to do than worry about the diddler. Oh no. Trump can walk and chew gum. Trust me. Trump be meddling in all types of stuff he probably shouldn't even be in. You know what I'm saying? Trump will step in. Trump would step in during World War III just to steal headlines to pardon Diddy. Now let's see what Big Super has to say.
Man. They should have took the soft landing, baby. They should have took the soft landing. This right here is buying for time right now. This right here is buying for time. They should have took the soft landing. This is going to be ugly. And that letter that Cassie wrote to the judge, that was a gross mistake, son, because Diddy was still on the fence whether or not to come after you. Now he's coming after you. You know, when she said, he's a monster, y'all just created this monster that's about to touch the street. Wow. And he is touching the street. You know, like I said, when I said the judge was being an asshole by ask for shit.
You were right.
To 5 o'clock. this judge is being an
right,
asshole.
Big Super. You were right.
Because any judge, would have said once the verdict is read, it'd be like, yo, listen, man, it's been a long trial. He has spent, the defendant has spent as much time in the jail, and right now he's entitled to a bail hearing. The major charges in this case have all been dismissed.
Yeah, he's not facing life, Sherry. Sherry say he's facing life. He's not facing life.
He ain't facing no life.
He was acquitted, Sherry, of those. He was acquitted of RICO racketeering, that 10 years of life. He was acquitted of 15 years to life for sex trafficking, Sherry. He was acquitted of that. He was acquitted of that. Not guilty.
Because the crimes that he's been guilty of right now is just prostitution and engaging in prostitution. So how in the hell could Cassie, the same person who ordered the prostitution, gonna write a letter to the judge and tell the judge she's in fear for her life because she's threatened now if the judge releases him? And the judge took that into consideration. That means they're still trying to fight this RICO, man. They need to get it over their head. It's gone. The RICO is gone. You cannot retry this again. You can even if new evidence come out tomorrow or in a few hours and say, oh, we got a witness, a solid witness now. We can put him on RICO. It's not happening. Double jeopardy. It's not happening. So at the end of the day, the judge made a mistake. Right now, Cassie is no longer a victim to sex. Because if y'all read the Mann Act, because he's charged with the Mann Act, they gave him the Mann Act, right?
Right. Two counts of the Mann Act.
If y'all read the Mann Act, is basically the new version, not the Jock Jansen version, the new version of the Mann Act. It pretty much covered they have special prosecutors that covers the Child Exploitation and Obscenity Act section of the criminal division, responsible of that supervising that that type of crime, right? So what's obscenity? Doing something grossly disgust, um if you look that up, obscenity is is like doing something so gross and so despicable that it's not covered under the Fifth Amendment. I mean the
Right.
First Amendment. It's not covered under the First Amendment. But what did he do? That's not on a regular porn that you can't go and order from a porn shop, which is sit in a corner and jack his meat while his girl is getting panned out for someone what to do. Pause. You know, what's so grossly disturbing about that? In the privacy of their own home by all consenting adults here.
Right.
So the crazy, so if the judge is using um Cassie's statement or letter to the judge saying how much of a danger he is to her after all the serious charges have been dropped, this man, and he never been convicted before. He never been. This is first time as a being convicted as a felon, but still have his right to appeal. And you're gonna deny him bail?
Yeah.
Oh,
This judge is taking it upon himself. Said no, he's still a danger to the. He said a danger to the community. So
Nikki
this
Love.
judge wants
Mhm.
revenge, bro. He,
Yeah,
bro. This
this
judge
is
wants revenge, bro. He said he's a danger to the community. So how can he?
if he's a day.
Wow.
I mean, what? But see, now this is personal. See, I've been
Yes, it's
saying this from
personal.
day one that it was personal and political. This somehow got personal. And Nikki, as a flight risk, Puffy is not trying. These two charges that's left that he's charged with, he's not a flight risk for those. Trust me, because he's gonna win those in appeal. That's guaranteed. You know, to me, this sounds like this judge is buying for time. Is buying for time for the prosecutor. They're trying to make him. They're trying to force him into a plea deal.
Right.
This sounds like they're trying to force him into a plea deal. This is buying for time because if he gives him bail, there's no way he's taking a plea deal. There's absolutely no way. But if you leave him locked up, get that's gonna push him to the over the edge to want to take the plea deal.
Right. Right.
And that extra time in jail, make somebody think, like, especially when you was this close to freedom, when you was literally this close to walking right out those doors and they pull you right back.
Exactly.
That's
Oh
why you
man.
don't celebrate yet until you don't celebrate until you all the way out. You don't celebrate in the courtroom. You don't be in the courtroom all cherry and celebrate. No, you still got two charges left, nigga. This is celebrate. You
Yeah.
celebrate when you are outside on the concrete, touching, smelling fresh air, and in your own bed. He's celebrating
Yeah.
too early, son. But either way, this is a great misuse of justice right here because and I'm no Puffy fan, so just
Right.
let y'all know. I was actually rooting for the prosecutor, believe it or not.
Oh word. Oh wow.
But the case was just so crazy that I couldn't see them getting a conviction unless normally prosecutors have something like a spotter. What a spotter does is watch the jury, watch every jury's body language, see what moves a jury and see what doesn't move a jury. You know what I'm saying? Somehow somebody dropped the ball on that. And then you're supposed to line up the investigators will, talk to the victims or so-called victims and, try to, see if there's stories, if there's any, gaps or any kind of thing that, a defense attorney could tear apart the story, and then you set up your lineup of the witnesses.
Right.
A whole bunch of stuff was not been done right. A whole bunch of stuff wasn't done right in the prosecution section. That should have been done. The lineup of witnesses. Checking you trying to pick off juries in that box, because you could pick off juries in a box with certain testimonies. You could pick off a jury in the box, and if they could have got four jurors, they would have had a great chance of either mistrial, which they could retrial them again, and they would have had a better odds. And then it would have been justified to keep him in jail without no bail.
Right.
But this right here, you can't.
You can't.
You can't not afford this person bail, because these are the two weakest charges that he was found guilty of. These charges can be explained to a juror. A new juror now, who is listening to these two charges, the one thing they're going to know, did he exchange money with them? They can't bring up nothing else but other than the sex part. They can't bring up nothing about no RICO. They can't bring up nothing about no sex traffic, Kid Cuddies and all these, and the abuse, all that stuff they cannot bring up.
Well, they trying to TK says he goes 36 months. He might as well leave the country. He'll never be safe. Hold on. They're using all the violence presented at trial to up his level. Judge is gonna go for it. He's gonna go for. It seems like Judge Submarinian, and it did seem like. Didn't you get the feeling the judge did not like Diddy? He did not like the defense.
Yeah, I said that earlier.
Yeah,
I remember I said that earlier in your live that something was off with the judge. This was way back. I think I said I came on your live one time. This was around, I think, the Mia testimony. It was the Mia testimony. I didn't like the fact how the judge was throwing out a lot of evidence, what you call it, objecting to, there's a lot of objections to Brian Steele and stuff like that. And he was giving the DA a lot of leeway and kind of shutting down Brian Steele, introducing his evidence and all that stuff. I didn't really like it, because that's when I felt something was off with the judge. But now this judge is, I wouldn't say the judge, but I think the prosecutor put the judge in a tough position right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this judge is trying to, give this broad some leeway in order for us to land, take a safe landing, because if she don't come up, or if she can't convince Puff to take a plea deal, this is going to end bad for everybody in the federal case.
Now, in what way? Now, what do you mean bad?
Well, for the prosecutor herself, we're talking about millions of dollars spent on this case, with a potential of more millions of dollars spent on the appeal, which he's going to win. And if he wins, then we're looking at a lot of lawsuits. That means the judge is going to get sued. This judge is going to get sued. If you don't believe, I think he's going to get sued, because he's going to have to convince a panel of judges why he made the decision he made. Because once the RICO charge, that's the RICO part of the charges that held the all the violence to Cassie and the other woman, and how this and that. The judge got to convince other judges, a panel of judges, on why he made the decision to not grant him bail, because you denying somebody bail. Mind you, there's no order protection on for Cassie. Cassie never filed an order protection against Diddy. Capricorn never filed an order protection from Diddy. Mia never order protection from Diddy. 50 Cent's baby mama never ordered. See, none of, if Diddy is this so-called dangerous, why did none of them order protection? Got an order protection from any judge? How come they didn't go take him to court and get an order protection? That, see, if they'd have had order protection from other judges against Diddy, then it would make sense why the judge will feel like, you know what, he has too much money and too much influence and too much reach.
Right.
But this is not the case. This is not the case.
And yeah, well, all right, yeah, keep going. I'm gonna read some of the comments. Go ahead. I'm gonna read some of the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all right. You know, TK, he's going to prison, bail denied. He'll get 60 months fed time. Judge will not commit career suicide, says TK.
He already did. He's already in suicide because this is a lawsuit that's coming. They're going to question his judgeship. Believe it or not, they're going to question this. Diddy is going to attack. When I said Diddy didn't go in as a monster, but he's coming out as one.
Right. Hey, well, Richard says, so drug-fueled sex parties are a bad thing. Well, on the surface, they are bad because you don't want to be, popping drugs. Drugs are bad in general. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be getting all high and doing sexual stuff. You can have a heart attack. Every type of stuff can happen, and you can get violent and stuff when you're doing drugs. And you know what I'm saying? So it's bad. I'm never gonna say it's not bad, Richard. It just
Judges do not have immunity from lawsuits.
Judges personally don't have immunity from lawsuit. They can sue the judge personally.
You can sue a judge. Look at it. Like judges been getting sued. But to Dez's question, what's the plea deal gonna look like? The only plea deal they could offer the only plea they really could offer Diddy right now that it will take is with no jail time. It'll have to be no jail time. They're going to try to force him into no jail time because if he takes a deal, he can't appeal.
Okay.
And this is the soft landing they're looking to get.
Right.
Because if they could get this soft landing, they secure the conviction. Because on appeal, they're going to lose it.
All right. Well, Comey, the lady, the prosecutor asked for 20 years. He like, hey, the maximum is 20 years. He want that 20 years.
That's a fair tactics. That's a fair tactic.
Mad. She big mad right now. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. This big super giving a low what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Let's say Ty Smith. The judge will try to set a precedent by giving Diddy more time. I don't trust that judge. Fed cases go on the point system. If you have never committed a crime, it's 2 points and so on. Ty Smith saying, well, back to setting precedents. I'm against setting precedents. This will be, according to Ty Smith, the judge setting a new precedent for future people that's on in this situation.
I don't think so, man. I just think he got caught, man. He got caught in the shitter. Because remember, he just became a judge. He only been sitting on the bench for only 2 years.
Yeah, he was a prosecutor before that.
Yeah, he just became a federal judge. If you've been sitting on the bench for 2 years, this ain't the case. This ain't the case for you.
he letting his feelings get in the way as a prosecutor.
Yeah,
he just finished being a prosecutor. I think he still has that prosecution mindset and it's in his blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more than likely, I think some senior federal judge is going to reach out to him over the weekend.
Right.
There might be some that reach out to him later because he will. Judges do ask other judges for their opinion on the case. You know what I mean? Because he's a freshman judge. He's a freshman federal judge.
Right.
And this is not the sword you want to fall on right now.
Right.
I know you want that good prosecution to bring that good case to where you can really judge and but this ain't it. They looking for this soft landing right now, and the only soft landing that I could see them getting right now is offering him a no jail time deal. And the judge is giving the prosecution time to try to work that out with Puffy's attorney, so that way they could secure the conviction. The conviction is not secure.
Right. Judge
When
pissed because he can't put Diddy away for life, says Mr. D.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, when I say they haven't secured a conviction, because you have to wait till after the appeal. You know what I mean? Once the appeal is set, that's why Brian still want the sentencing now. He doesn't want to wait till next week or a couple of weeks. He wants it now. And when you got a defense attorney wanting that conviction now, so that way they could get the appeal process in motion, because they're gonna act. They are more than likely going to ask another judge. They're going to go for another judge to ask them for bail. They're not going to deal with this judge, and that's not good. As a freshman federal judge, nah, not good.
Well, let's get well, Melissa. I'm no Puffy fan either, but this is BS. Viral Industries, y'all not Diddy fans. Viral, if you've been on my channel, I've always said when I first started covering the Diddy trial, when he was first arrested, I said I'm not a Diddy supporter in that manner that people like you in the chat. I've said I'm a supporter of fair justice, and I didn't see it was a RICO racketeering. So I always been saying that. I said Diddy is not my type of guy. I would not hang out with Diddy. I've been saying it. Beginning of the trial. So
we all said it.
Talking garbage and trash. So what are you talking about now? Y'all not Diddy fans?
We all said it, nigga. Nigga, we've been saying it's just that.
Saying that, dude. Like you just got
when this is the thing. Like I told Raze, like when you go down there and actually sit in the courtroom and listen to the trial itself, you're like, damn, son, this shit don't even sound right.
Right.
This shit is kind of weird. This is not what I came here to listen for, man.
Exactly.
I thought I was going to hear all the child molestation and all this crazy stuff, and I'm like, really listening for this monster. But every last person that went on the stand, do you love Combs? I do. Do you still love him? I have love for him. Yes.
Right.
Who still have love for this monster? How could Cassie write a letter? How could Cassie write a letter to the judge, but in a testimony, she says she still have love for him?
Yo, yo,
make that make sense.
Make it make sense, right? Make it make sense. It's so hypocritical. It makes no sense. It's weird. It's crazy. Miscarriage of justice, says Melissa. He's not going to plea out. He will get time served, says Mr. D. I'm gonna run to some of the chats. Yeah. Real quick. Anonymous 65. Shout out to you. What up, Anonymous? He could go to Bali like Russell Simmons did. Now y'all threatening the judge. We talk about. Listen, you know what?
Nobody's threatening a judge. Don't get it twisted.
This guy is just big mad. Let's let Viral. He's rooting for the judge. He's big mad that Diddy was found not guilty in the RICO and sex trafficking. So he's on the Fed side. He's a Fed. You a Fed, Viral. You're a Fed. You're a snitch. You a snitch. So Diddy,
nobody's threatening no judge.
Yeah, you.
We're just saying, if you're listening to what we said the judge is being put in a tough position. The prosecutor put the judge in a tough position.
Right.
And the judge is looking for giving the prosecution time to try to give all of them a soft landing by offering Diddy a plea deal which have no jail time, so that way he cannot he will abandon any he will abandon any appeals, because the appeal he's going to win. The judge knows it, the prosecution knows it, The prosecution is asking for 20 years in order to scare Diddy or to make him, scare Puff, knowing everybody know he's not getting no 20 years.
On a prosecution charge, on a prosecution,
On a prostitution
conviction.
charge.
Come
Yeah,
on, man.
the prostitution conviction.
See, guys like Viral is gonna tap dance for the federal government and be mad once this precedent is set, and then he gets himself in some type of trouble like this, or somebody he knows. That's what I'm against. You know what I'm saying? So I'm against these precedents being set. You know what I'm saying? Judicial oath emphasizes impartiality. Yeah.
See, and listen to his last comment. What are y'all sticking up for gay stuff? First of all, we're not in the man's bedroom. That's one. And second of all, nobody went on the stand and testify that Diddy had any gay interaction with them. All he did was sit in the room and watch another man plow his girl. And if your argument is that is gay, so everybody in here who ever watched porn, y'all all gay.
And we're gonna say happy, happy.
Happy. Y'all all happy. Y'all all some happy gay dudes in here.
The RICO charge messed the prosecution's case. Had they kept it at a state level with the regular charges, but the thing is now this judge is playing John Wayne, and he's about to step in and make up for the embarrassment of the feds. I mean, you can't look at it no other way. You know what I mean? This judge is trying to step in and play Captain Saver, with Comey, the daughter of James Comey. You know what I'm saying? Men on the To Catch a Predator show getting out of jail faster than Diddy.
Yeah, he wanted to give. I think that the judge wanted to give Comey's daughter a little win. You know what I mean? He tried to help her get a win, but you gotta let it go.
She was embarrassed, man. She was embarrassed. You know what I mean? It's like,
Judge. Listen, Judge, let it go, man. Comey daughter, you may still, if you could get the soft landing, you may still have a career in the feds. But all I can tell you right now, if you push it all the way to an appeals case, and the fact that y'all depriving this man of a bail, or for somebody who said she's scared if he gets out, he's gonna hurt her, but understand she says she still love him.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, you better just give him 10 years, big super. If that's the case, if this judge says he's a danger to the community, the judge says he's a danger to the community. So why would you only give him 2 or 3 years when you're saying you said it? He's a danger to the community. Well, I don't want a danger to the community in my neighborhood, right? So why would you only give him 3 years? It's this judge, man. He's about to open up a can of worms. We'll see what he does. I don't. Yeah, I will see on Tuesday. The man is dangerous. He needs to sit and chill. Chanel, shout out to you, Chanel. No, we're not gonna do that. Leave that. Matter of fact, let me block you. Let me block you. We're not gonna do the whole underage stuff right now. We talked about that stuff. I want to keep. He explained that man hurt Jane Doe a year ago when he knew the feds were after him. Nah. Well, are you talking about the time when Jane Doe hit him? Or was it another time? Maybe it's another time. Maybe he hit Jane, whatever. Well, like I said, man, charge him properly. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Charge him more for assault. I mean, that type of stuff. I don't understand why they had to go this route, which the jurors handled it already, but the judge don't like the judge is going to find him guilty on stuff that he wasn't charged with. So, and I don't know if we prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? Now I was like, well, he can make up. Or y'all prepared for the judge to sentence him to time for stuff he's not charged with. And that's, some people say yes because they didn't like the video. They think he's violent. We know he's violent, but he's not charged with that stuff. That's the thing. So it sets another precedent. This is like a makeup call. Some people like it. Some people ain't gonna like it.
Yeah, this is I'm gonna be
Yeah.
30 soon. This is gonna be 30. Yeah, I would have. Y'all should have took the soft landing, baby.
Oh
I
man.
don't know how this is gonna work out. He's trying to give her. He's trying to give Comey daughter a nice little win, put on a jacket, but jacket ain't gonna work. Yes, this is
Okay.
unprecedented, of course. The only part of this that that Diddy wouldn't be able to sue him for is that yes, the judge could get away with malicious or erroneous um you know conviction, proceeding to the conviction.
Right.
But if he could get his lawyers or find investigators to investigate the judge to see if there's any connection between the prosecutor and that judge um, outside of the judicial system,
Mm-hmm.
then they could sue him.
Right.
But as far as what he's doing inside the court now, he just have to take it to the circuit court. I mean the next level. So I think it's circuit court or something like that. The next level, he's gonna have to take it to the
Yeah,
appeals
go
court.
above the head. Yeah, go above his head. Judicial immunity is
Mhm.
designed to protect judges from improper influence, ensuring they can make impartial decisions based on the law and facts presented to them. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you for that.
Yeah, he got immunity, but that don't mean he can't be sued as
Mm-hmm.
long as it's not within the jurisdiction. What I mean, of his duty, which is the courthouse and the trial case, and all that stuff. But um, they also have impeachment too. Judges like this can be impeached.
He, like you say,
Now
he's a rookie judge too. So he's a rookie judge. So
he's not seasoned, so they can take they lawyers can take it to their bosses and sit down and see if he's doing some impeachable shit.
yeah. Yo, viral. Are you viral? Viral. Why don't you hit the link, bro? Like, what were you doing when he was found, dude? 12 jurors of his peers found the man not guilty on RICO racketeering. I bet you was in my chat screaming that they proved it, Ray. Ray, they proved RICO. And now you're celebrating after he was found not guilty of RICO racketeering and sex trafficking. He beat the feds, and now you are trying to get this man locked up for 20 years on prostitution. Use a
Not
fed,
gonna happen.
use a fed viral industries. Did he diddle you? I asked that question because some of you guys are going overboard. Like y'all have a history with Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did
Mhm.
Diddy do to you? Like it's like y'all, like I was saying in front of the courthouse, y'all are willing to set a precedent that can affect all Americans and that can affect you personally in the future, just so you can see Diddy go to jail for 20 years on stuff that. What's the matter of fact? Viral industries. What is the minimum? All right, for domestic violence, because none of us like the domestic violence stuff. What for in LA? What was the maximum sentence a guy can get for domestic violence? Let's play that. Maybe all right.
Depending
Yeah, let's
on
play that. Let's play that. Let's play
depending
that.
on if it's his first time. If it's his first time, it's he could get probation. If it's
Mm.
his, yeah, if it's your first time and you don't have no other charge, you never been charged before. I mean, you never been convicted of any crimes before. You never been convicted of the same crimes. You can be petitioned for probation. Um, and yeah, they want some money out of Diddy. They're gonna try to. Technically, they can't charge him for restitution because then he had to pay the so-called prostitutes.
Yo, look at this. Misdemeanor, all right. Misdemeanor domestic violence conviction can result in up to 1 year in county jail. Okay. All right. Now, felony domestic violence convictions can result in multiple years in state prison For instance, a felony conviction under Penal Code Section 273 can carry a sentence of 2 to 3 or 4 years in state prison. Okay, so that's Los Angeles, and it happened in California. It happened in Los Angeles at the that hotel. So
I
if you
think
want to
there's a
play that
statute
game,
of limitation on that one. I think there's a
yeah.
statute of limitation
So,
on that one.
so Viral, I'm gonna play your game, Viral, and I always said, I don't mind him sitting for a couple of years. So let's just say if this judge want to play Captain Saver blank and save Comey, right? If he want to give Diddy 2, 3, or 4 years in prison with time served, fine. I'm not going for no 10 years or 20 years. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen. That shouldn't happen, and people should protest if that does happen. If y'all want him to get revenge for the Cassie beatdown, well, like I said, in California, it's up to 4 years in prison. Okay, it's up to 4 years in prison. Y'all trying to get him for 10 and 20 years. He was found not guilty of the RICO. He was found not guilty of the sex trafficking. Now, if y'all want to make up for him beating up Cassie in that video, the maximum is 4 years in prison in LA.
But either way,
I would accept something like that, Viral. But I'm
either
not
way,
damn 10 to 20 years, Viral. See, Viral, he wants 20 years.
Yeah. See, either way though, Raze, Cassie got paid for getting that ass
She got paid
whooped.
20 million. Yeah.
Not 20 million, not 20 million.
30 million, actually.
She got paid 30 million for what, a 5-second ass whooping or 10 seconds worth of ass whooping?
Mm-hmm.
How much millions did Pacquiao got paid for 12 rounds? She got a little.
What do you call a white man that is covering the case? Ariak Stamp or Stomp? What do you call all those white people that was out in front of the Diddy trial today? What you talk about? And why are you even here, bro? You know what I'm saying? You just here gossiping like a queen also. Yeah, we see. Matter of fact, you gossiping like a princess. You saying people gossiping, you come into my chat gossiping like a little princess. All right, Raze always keep it real, no sugarcoating here, all facts. Let's go. Smash that like button. Shout out to you, my newest moderator, Yvonne Curry. Shout out to you.
For all you guys, for all y'all people in here who's on Cassie's side, I want y'all to understand Cassie's testimony. And I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something from listening to a testimony and, somebody who studied behavioral, people, behavioral situations, right? Cassie is actually the manipulator and orchestrator of all of everything that happened with the relationship with her and Diddy. If anybody manipulated anybody, Cassie did that. And I'm gonna prove it to you. I'm gonna prove you how Cassie manipulated. Cassie been jumping from celebrity to celebrity to try to get to the top. Somebody just made a perfect case. She cheated on Ryan Leslie. Now, let me show you how she cheated. She said when she went to the studio, when Ryan Leslie, then boyfriend, took her to the studio to meet Puff, right? She said Puff was saw her and liked her and pursued her. That is a lie. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that. I'm gonna tell you why I say that is a lie. Cassie manipulated Puff. She made Puff believe that Ryan Leslie wasn't treating her right. Ryan Leslie, she convinced him. She convinced Puff to believe that Ryan Leslie wasn't treating her right. That he was probably abusing her too. She probably told Puff the same shit. And the reason why I come to that conclusion, she told Kid Cudi the same thing about Diddy. Every time Diddy was planning on leaving her, she will manipulate the situation, knowing that he's jealous, and she will find people, to make him chase her, to get him jealous enough to come and chase her down. Prime example, if you're in a relationship with somebody, right? Mm-hmm. You got your new boyfriend. Your new boyfriend is willing to drive to go beat Diddy's ass, as Kid Cudi said in his testimony on the stand. Yeah, when I found out he was in my house, I jumped to my car. I was like, "What the f he's doing? What the fuck he's doing in my house? I'm going down there right now." He jumped in his car, went down there to confront Diddy. Right when all that happened, and they were sitting on the porch, or the whole chase, and Diddy went to the club. He told I think it was Mia to get Cassie on the phone and tell her to bring her ass over here right now. And Cassie, with a calm voice, said, "What? Okay, I'm on my way." Who does that?
Right.
Your boyfriend just left to go confront your so-called abuser and put hands on him. And this dude called you and you said, "Okay, I'm going now." And then you went back to him.
Right.
Make that make sense. That's all. That's pure manipulation right there. She had been manipulated, and and she's still manipulating the situation. That letter she wrote to the judge, that so-called letter of she's in fear for her life. You got your husband. You got $30 million. You can't afford to buy protection. You can't afford to get protection. Your husband is ready to put hands on Diddy because he was so tight when he heard everything that was going on in the courtroom. He was ready to kill him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, man.
Well,
Come on.
let's get to some of the chats real quick, right, kid? TK,
Mhm.
I like this one. Fed prosecutors are wilding. They overcharged on purpose and set up a fallback position called a compromise verdict. Of course, well, we do know that. I mean, they do everything now.
Yeah.
And he beat the big charges, but the system still has him. The system still has him. The judge, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and he beat the big charges and still might do 20 years. Oh wow! And I'm not saying he is
See,
going to do 20 years, but I'm saying, I
the
mean,
prostitution charges that like I said, it's still in the gray area, but it was easy because of the RICO, right? Because
yeah,
it was under it was part of the RICO. That's what made the prostitution charges for the jury more easier to convict them on.
yeah,
If it wasn't for the RICO portion of the charge, it would have been hard to convict them on that, on the prostitution charges, because these are male escorts or exotic dancers, what I mean, that flew in,
entertainers.
or entertainers that flew in to supposedly dance for Cassie, and it led to them having intercourse and with Diddy in the room, and Diddy orchestrating it or videotaping. So it was kind of easy for them to that they could say, okay, money was exchanged, even though it wasn't between Diddy, but the RICO, since he's the head of an organization, you know, it's easy for a jury to say, well, since he's the head of an organization, he could tell his employee, he could tell people under him to go, to set these, um, arrange these type of inter interactions, right? But
Right.
if you take away the RICO, right, and just leave those two charges that he's found guilty of, now a jury have a clearer base to work with, because now the jury gotta ask, you know, who he gave money to who he exchanged money with to pay for these services.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
Travel Squad. Yeah, OJ Simpson did 10 years for saying, "What if I did do it?" Let that sink in. He is doing time. Well, it was a stupid book he wrote, but really, OJ did time. He brought that on the soap by going inside that hotel room with the guns and getting his memorabilia back. They got him on kidnapping, and you know what I'm saying. So he did something
yeah,
actually physical.
stupid.
Diddy didn't do anything. He just sitting there. He was just sitting there in the court. He didn't do nothing after he was found not guilty. He didn't do it. He didn't do anything. But what up, Travel Squad though? Yeah, Rogue Moonchild. That's the title. He was denied bail. Rogue Moonchild. That's the.
Mhm.
And I asked, has the judge gone mad? And that's the title of the show. Let me reaching now, baby. Oh, you was alive.
Hey,
Overreaching. Let me see.
yeah, Des. Yeah, we all
Lights
grew up
up.
with Hugh Hefner, but trust me, Hugh Hefner did more nasty shit than Diddy could ever imagine.
Yeah, but these guys, they don't care about Hugh Hefner. They don't care. See, a lot of these guys, like Viral, I bet Viral is probably a black man. A lot of black men hate and don't like other successful rich black men. So that that's just what it is. They don't care about Mike Jeffries or the white people that do this stuff. It don't be the white man. It be our own black people be hating the most. Now, No Excuse Entertainment is in the building. Diddy didn't need to pay that settlement money. Settlement money. Oh well, you talking about back in the day? Yeah, well, that opened up a
No,
can.
that was insurance. That he
Salute,
didn't
no
want to pay
excuse.
that. That was insurance. That was
Mm,
insurance. He didn't pay it. That was the insurance company that paid that. For the company itself. That's why his company is still generating money. It still have people on the payroll. He still have the hundreds of employees who are still getting paid on the with payroll. His business have not shut down. More than likely, probably his mother and all his all the managers, they're still keeping the business afloat. Money is still generating. He got because Puffy owns a lot of licensing a license. So those licenses are bringing in generating millions of dollars. You know, every either monthly or yearly. So that the just a loan off a license, he's bringing in millions. You know,
Cassie cheated on Ryan Leslie. Well, yeah, I'm gonna leave Cassie alone right now. Call Al Sharpton like y'all do. We playing the jury game. Oh, so it sounds like you're not even a black dude. You just want to troll. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I'll let you have your fun. I
yeah,
ain't gonna.
we
We are
can answer
Diddy
all your
fans. We don't
questions.
want this BS to stand when he was not convicted of the serious crimes they tried to charge him with. Yeah, I'm not for setting bad precedents. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it's gonna go on. I thought I was gonna be Big Super. I thought today was gonna be the last day I covered this Diddy trial, and
Oh man, yeah, I thought he was. Listen, I thought he was going to go back to
uh,
MDC, and they was going to give him his stuff and tell him. What I mean, I knew the judge was going to kick. Do the last want him to go back to MDC.
yeah,
I knew the judge
yeah,
wanted to do that, but I did not know that he wanted to deny him bail, which is totally crazy to me. This is
yeah,
totally crazy to me, son. And for him to do the conviction, do the sentencing, that's also crazy to me too.
right.
For me personally, you a new judge. I see that's another thing. He's a new judge too.
Yeah, he's a new judge. You know what I'm saying? He's a
So
new judge. Yeah.
he have to call this case. He have to
And a
call this
prosecutor.
case.
He's a prosecutor, babe. He's a prosecutor. So he's coming at it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he's still fresh. He's still fresh in the mind. I'll say, yeah, man. The prosecutor put this judge in a terrible position right now. Somebody reached out to the judge, and I'm not saying no names, but it had to
Uh-huh.
be somebody, somebody who was a former employee of the government. Probably reached out and said, "Hey, man, yeah, this is her first one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first high profile one. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Just make sure she's on the right track."
Yeah. All right. Let me
Yeah.
go to the chats. I think this case has become personal for a lot of y'all, including you two, Raze. Desmond, I don't know how you figure that about me being personal. I'm just called that like I said. I told the people that he was going to be found not guilty of the charges and guilty of the charge of Mann Act. I just Now the people that was seeing the evidence, and still saying that he's going to be guilty. They took it personal. I'm not taking it personal.
Yeah,
People are trolling in the chat. I'm just coming back at
yeah,
the people that's trolling in the chat, Desmond. What
yeah, yeah,
well,
Desmond.
just
Yeah,
sit here and just let people talk trash, and I'm not taking
yeah,
it personal. The trolls are taking it personal for whatever reason. Diddy
yeah,
diddled them or something. I mean, they really want to see this guy go to jail for 20 years, and it's like,
yeah.
well, the charges. I mean, he's convicted of prostitution. Like what do y'all want? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's yeah, this I mean, yeah, this is the only shocking part of the case that I've ever that got me. That says Soup. I ain't the type of brother who I ain't Soup, you ain't the type of brother who left speechless. This whole thing sounded like it shocked you. It did. It really did, because there is no yeah, denying him bail at this point in the case.
yeah.
At this point,
He said this guy,
that's
look at
crazy.
this guy. Talk about a guilty verdict is not beating the feds. Dude, stop it. Cut it out. This dude beat the feds. He beat the Rico racketeering. He beat the sex trafficking. 15 years minimum to life, 10 years minimum to life. And Comey, she's big mad and pissed off about that. He beat the feds. Now, can he beat this judge? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Can he beat the court system? Can he beat the entire system? Now,
I could
they don't
I
play
could speak
fair.
on I could
Yeah.
speak on that as well too. Like, when we mean he beat the feds, like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? He beat the feds in a way where you know, these last two charges, he's gonna win it anyway. You know, he's gonna win it. Did the feds kind of maneuver the maneuver the charges to where, he will be convicted of at least one or two? I think they did. I think they surely did, because they knew charging him separately by if they'd have charged him with prostitution separately without the RICO involved in it, they knew they wouldn't have won that. But if you combine the RICO with it, that is what overlapped on the jury's decision of saying, that's what made that's what made it more easier for the jury to convict him on. All the other charges, they couldn't have convicted him on it because there wasn't enough evidence.
Right.
So he beat the feds. Technically, he beat the fed. He beat the feds. That's in a technical stance. He beat the feds because if you look at these two charges that's left over, these are easily winnable on appeals, because now his defense team are the ones who are going to introduce new evidence, not the prosecution.
Right.
That all the evidence that the judge wouldn't allow to come into this case, into the RICO case,
Mm-hmm.
that changed now. Now
Exactly.
they could take those evidence, and now we're going to get the real. Now we're going to get the full. We're going to hear the full. We're going to read the full text, not the pieces that the prosecution took out. Because when it comes to the RICO, right, and the
Mm-hmm.
prosecution case, they only use the part that coincide with the crime itself. They don't go through a judge, they're not go a judge ain't going to allow, the full context of the text. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're only going to allow what um what part of these texts that coincide with the charge. So now he on appeal,
Mm-hmm.
everything comes out. Everything comes out.
Well, the judge is going to give him the maximum on both charges, says Beauty Queen. Like I said, a lot of women are rooting, a lot of hating black men are rooting for it. And I've been following this case since it first started. And it is what it is. And he got the right to root for him to get 20 years. I don't understand, why would you want him to get 20 years? I read the California maximums for domestic violence. It says up
But
to 40 years
he's not being
federal
charged
prison
for
time.
Yeah, but he's not being charged for
I know,
domestic
but like I
violence.
said, I'm going to keep it
It's
even because
crazy.
I say, look, all right, let him sit for a couple of years. I said he could sit for a couple of years. I don't mind that because of the video, the beat down of Cassie. I say let him get some anger management. But people want to see this man get 20 years for that when the maximum penalty for that in California is 4 years. You people are giving up your freedoms and setting bad precedents just to see Diddy pay for beating up Cassie. She got 20 million. She got 30 million. He's going to sit a couple of years more than likely with this judge. But y'all are never happy. That's the problem. Yeah, guys, I'm telling you guys, get your damn passports. Get your
Yeah.
passports. Because, they're not happy. They're never happy. It's crazy.
All right. Yo, let's do it. Let's do it. Yo, Raze, let's do an experiment, right? Everybody want to know what the jury felt like in that booth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to do an experiment. For everybody who believe Diddy is guilty, I mean not guilty, press 1. For everybody who believe he's guilty, press 2. It's
Well,
a simple task. It's a simple
was
task, and we're gonna. Oh man, I wish you had the thing.
oh, no, yeah. Well,
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Not guilty. Not guilty. Not guilty.
Yeah, you see it.
Remember what I said? You remember what I said? How the percentage of the jury is, how they vote. So if you look in the room, the percentage of people who said not guilty is pretty much the same a percentage of what was going on in the jury box.
Right.
So visual was number 2. I said there's there's always 2 jurors. There's always one or 2 jurors who is steadfast on their verdict.
Yeah.
Now, for everybody in here, that the majority said not guilty, right?
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, this is not a pro Diddy. We're not a pro Diddy. You know, this is
right.
we're just biased. We're not biased. You know what I mean?
Right. And a lot of people that want him to, let's be honest, a lot of people that want him to do 20 years, they are biased as hell.
Yeah.
They want him to do 20 years for domestic violence. Basically, like I said, the maximum is 4 years in California. So they are biased as hell. So I've been already doing that.
This is what I was explaining to you about the jury, what was going on in the jury box, right? When earlier when we was talking, I was telling you what the thinking of the jury was, and how there was probably that one male. So you got a majority of the people said not guilty. So now those 2 jurors, that was the holdout, or that one juror, because you're gonna have to give a verdict. If it's like I said, if it's 40%, if it's 40% that said guilty and 60% said not guilty, it's a mistrial. But if you got 2% or 1% saying guilty, then they're gonna replace that juror because that juror have some bias, and they're gonna put in somebody new. So here's where we go, right? So those 11. So basically, we have 10 jurors that said guilty in this chat, right? And we got 2 jurors that said guilty, right? So now all 10 of us, everybody in here that said not guilty, we want to know why you 2 motherfuckers is holding this shit up. Tell us, prove to us, convince us now why he's guilty. By the law, going by the law and going by the evidence. Tell us where in the evidence match the law, match up with the law. Somebody in here, the ones that said guilty, prove to us by law what he's guilty of.
Well, they can't. Well, shout out to my guy Ivan Curry.
See, that's what was going on in the jury box. That's what was going on. And when remember I said it was a male, it was a male to fold quicker because he couldn't explain himself. Bruce, the Box King, salute. See, now for the people, the ones that press 2, tell the rest of the jurors in this room why you think he's guilty. Using the law, though, not using your personal feelings, using the law. Tell us why you think he's guilty.
Well,
This
hey,
will. This is exactly what was going on in that jury room. They can't
they can't
explain
tell.
it by
Look,
law.
they can't say it. I've been dealing with this for the past few weeks. All they do
Yeah,
is say, but they prove Rico Raze. They prove
yeah.
they
But you
prove
see,
their case. No, they
you
didn't.
know,
They were found
here's
not
the
guilty.
instruction.
Not
You can't.
guilty. Live with it. The judge is gonna have to live with it. But the judge, he's gonna play Captain Saver, and he's gonna try to cape for Comey. Now, I hope Trump. You know what? I hope Trump comes through, and guess what? Pisses on Comey. Yeah, because you know what? Like I said, he doesn't like Comey, James Comey, and let's see what Trump had to say real quick. Big Super.
And this is a big six question, but back when you listened to The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours. Back then, he has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't. It's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Mr. President,
Well, there you go. Will Trump?
Yeah, Diddy ain't buying no pardon. Diddy ain't buying no pardon.
Weak charges. The man
Diddy will not buy no pardon.
was
Now-
created for the Jack Johnson, the boxer from like 1910, and the
Yeah.
Mann Act also says you could go to jail for cheating on your wife and spouse. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's
Diddy ain't buying that damn pardon.
charges he was convicted on, and
I wouldn't want it either.
we'll see what happened.
I wouldn't want that pardon
We'll
because
see what happens, but
him getting their pardon
he hasn't found not
is
guilty on the big charges, guys. I don't know, you know.
yeah.
He
See-
hasn't found not guilty. I mean, it is what
Yeah,
it is.
Raze.
I mean,
Him
now,
getting that pardon.
this judge makes up. Now the judge didn't make up for it yet. I'm telling you, I'm telling the idiots in the chat that I don't mind him sitting for 2 to 3 years. I don't mind that. I've said that from the beginning because of the domestic violence. If they want to make it up, I say, I'm not going to go
Yeah,
protest.
but you still can't
What I
give him
do
that.
mind is if this
I
guy
still
got
can't give him that though,
15 or
man.
20 or 10 years, when in
Yeah.
California, the maximum for a federal domestic violence is only 4 years.
Yeah, I couldn't give him. I
Why
couldn't give
is
him
it-
no time at all
Why is
because
that so hard for people to understand?
I couldn't give
But
him no
your
time at
body
all.
is
Even
right.
with all that happened though, Raze,
Hey, sit up.
I couldn't give him no time.
Yeah, go ahead, Super.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Even though all that happened, I still couldn't give him no time because Cassie
so-
had more. Cassie had. Yo, you hear me? Yo, Raze, you can hear me? If y'all can hear me,
Hey,
press
y'all can
one.
hear me? Yo, Big Soup.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. All right. Yeah. Oh man, Raze left. All right, so yeah. Let's talk behind Razor's back. Nah, I ain't gonna do that to my boy Raze. So that's, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you. I had to leave out.
All right, I hear you, Raze. Yo, they was about to talk behind your back, Raze.
Oh,
But I said, nah. Not on my man's channel, y'all ain't gonna do this shit.
Well, they were big mad earlier, but when he was found not guilty, so they trying to celebrate any little victories they can have. So now their hopes is inside this rogue judge, and it is what it is. It is what it is. Big Super. Let them have their fun. Let them have their fun because
Yeah,
they went through a lot today when he was found not guilty on the big charges, and now they got the rogue judge trying to save the prosecution. So let them have their fun, and
yeah.
we'll see what happens on July
I
8th.
agree.
Mhm.
I agree with everybody. I agree with what's name taking a pardon in this junction of the trial.
Mhm.
That's crazy. I would not take the pardon because once you take that pardon, your whole credibility goes out the window. You're no longer you. It's going to be hard to rebuild your image if you take that pardon. It's better if he fight it because he have a better chance of winning on the appeal. He don't even have a better chance. He have a great chance. He have a 90% chance of winning the appeal. 95% chance of
Right,
winning
right.
the appeal. Puff have a 95% chance of winning that appeal because a new judge, a senior judge, is gonna throw this shit out. And
Well,
if
no excuse. If he's gonna get sentenced to 10 years or 20 years, I don't think he cares about it looking good or not. They got rid of the main charges, so by 12 jurors of his
first
peers.
of yeah, first
You
of
know what
all,
I'm saying?
Trump
He
ain't
doesn't
gonna.
care how they looking good or not.
No, first of all, Trump was gonna let him sit in there for a while.
Hmm.
That's one thing, until he get undying loyalty from a letter with undying loyalty. Trump is the type of person who uses Diddy situation in his favor. If he needs
Bingo.
a
Yes.
distraction, when Trump needs a distraction from something,
Yes.
he will then pull his Diddy card out.
uh,
I got you. Like for instance, let's say Trump is going to get impeached by next year in next year because he's only doing 2 years.
mm,
He will let Diddy out. He will let the Diddy out. He will let the Diddy out. He will. Yo, Trump will empty the entire federal jail,
mm.
and starting with Diddy in order to stir up enough controversy and confusion to where people is not paying attention to his impeachment and he could work his impeachment. So Trump is not. I don't think Trump will give him a pardon. I wouldn't. I'll use him as a political tool. Trump, Diddy's a political tool right now. So the best bet for Diddy is to fight his joint on the appeals. His lawyers is working real fast to get a quick appeal.
Right, right, right. Well, we'll see what happens on July 8th. That's the next time they're gonna meet. And for that sentencing. So I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see what happens then. And they trying to get a date for the sentencing earlier than that. Then we'll see what happens. And basically, it won't be nothing else to say until the judge actually does a sentence. Actually, I mean,
yeah, that's crazy. I normally don't agree with Travis Squad on this, but that was crazy. They did. They had the Feds show a picture of like 30 dudes,
uh huh, right
30
there.
dudes, but only called 3 to the stand
Mm-hmm.
because I think Cassie ordered those 30 dudes for herself, but Diddy participated only 3. And this is where the appeal is gonna go crazy. You know, I'm gonna say it again, man. Mark my words. They just created a monster. The monster
Yeah.
that they've been portraying Diddy as, they just created it.
Yeah. Well, Beauty Queen, I don't care about those civil cases. I don't cover the civil cases because anybody can sue anybody. So, like I said, I'm just not even gonna get into all of that civil case stuff. I'm covering the actual federal case. You know what I'm saying? I don't get into all of that civil case stuff because anybody can sue anybody and whatever. So, Thanks for supporting the channel, guy. Yes, voluntary. Yes. Yeah. Travel shortcuts. LOL Cassie, certified freak elite.
Facts.
Well, Beauty Queen. Let's have some fun with them too first before we get out of here. Beauty Queen. What do you think about your queen, Cassie? Huh? See, this is stuff they never bring up, Big Super. The threat that Cassie be made and the criminal stuff she did, but they never called for her arrest.
So you're telling me that he showed you a video of who kidnapped Cassie? Then that's not a real video because he's never
in that position. You would have been naked. I'm just saying if you.
So
were,
he's in the video.
I'm saying if I had a picture.
Is he in the video?
Yeah, but I'm saying if I had a picture.
Then that's not me.
But I'm just saying, look, hold on. You have to understand. If I had a picture of you naked.
If there's a picture of me naked, that's completely different than a video of me.
So
the video that he showed you, he's in it.
Yeah, we can try to pull it.
How are you gonna? Oh no, your phones are right here.
Try to pull it. You can try to pull it. You can try to pull it.
On the internet?
Yeah, you can try to pull it.
Where?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, which phone?
You can bring my
The
phone.
Samsung?
Yeah, you can bring it.
So you have it or you don't have it? Can you just be clear with me? Do you have it?
I saw it and I don't want to ever see it again.
I know you don't, but I want to see it.
Yeah, but I don't want to see it, bro.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you.
Yeah, but
No, I will kill you if you don't show me right now. I will kill you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to kill you and then he's going to kill you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now.
Yeah. Victim my ass.
They just gloss over that, huh?
Yo, Black, you know.
Oh man. Woo.
Beauty Queen, you gotta know the fight to fight. This ain't the fight to fight. Cassie's not the fight to fight. She's actually being detrimental to real victims out there. You know, people who standing up for Cassie is fools because you're being detrimental to real victims out there. There's real victims out there, and because of this trial, you don't push them in a corner to where you don't push them out of the conversation.
Right.
And now they're gonna have to really be subject to more abuse because y'all fighting the wrong fight. This ain't the fight. You know, this is not the fight. The fight.
He's been found not guilty. They just want to take it all the way to the they.
And you want to know something too?
Victory by any means necessary. So
you know something too, Raze, which is crazy to me about all these chicks outside the courthouse right now who saying, "Oh, Diddy need to hang, Diddy needed that, woman rights, woman this, woman that, woman that." It's funny to me how y'all could talk all this woman rights crap, right? But yet still, you got the WNBA crying about nobody's coming watching their games. See, that's the fight y'all need to go fight. Y'all need to go pack those those arenas up of the WNBA, you know what I mean, and help push their league to the next level. But y'all outside standing in the rain, the heat, you know what I mean, and all the elements of the weather, watching a Diddy trial, fighting for a Cassie, and all these so-called fake victims who all participated, who all make grown people decisions. You know what I mean? Consensual. We all consented to all of this.
Big Super. We don't need to do that. The 12 jurors, the peers, already found them not guilty of sex trafficking and RICO racketeering. So these people were here that's trolling. They were trying to hold on to any little hope that the judge is going to give them 20 years, which I understand. I'm not stupid. I understand that. So there is some hope now for the people that were mad this morning when that verdict came down. Now they have some hope. So I understand that when I came on live. But Beauty Queen, no, y'all trying to silence all domestic violence victims. No, we're not. We just don't want to. I'm trying to silence No, hold on, Big Swoop. I'm trying to silence people from threatening to kill people, like your girl Cassie did in that audio. Now, go ahead.
Yeah, nobody's silenced domestic
I
violence
don't like
people.
people threatening to kill people.
You know what I
Peter.
mean? Where if you listen to what I just said, I said this fight that you're fighting is not the fight. Because when you have these type of people claiming to be victims, you're really hurting real victims. Y'all just see a pretty face on TV and all this other crap. But how many of y'all been standing outside courthouse where real victims have been abused and fighting their fight with them? Y'all just seen Diddy, y'all seen all the celebrity, and y'all see the money, and that's what y'all fighting. Y'all fighting the wrong fight. I'm all for fighting for victims, but this ain't the fight. I was stand up outside wearing a t-shirt talking about protect Cassie.
Yeah, I mean, like I kept saying for the weeks. Unfortunately, he wasn't charged with domestic violence. I mean, it is what it is.
Tory Williams, that's correct.
What do you want me to say? You know,
Victims don't need immunity. That is crazy to me. That's a crazy line right there. You right. You 100% right. Victims don't need immunity. What they need is protective order. You know what I mean? That's what they need. They don't need immunity. They need protective orders.
Right.
And these so-called victims, have any of them requested protective order from any judge? Mr. Oh, I'm scared. He's so scary. If you let him out, he's gonna scare. He's gonna kill me if you let him out. Oh my God! You saying all this, and you telling me the judge listening to all this and didn't grant you protective order?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing is,
come on, man.
No, but let's be honest. Even more than Cassie, I think just the judge he's a prosecutor. 2 years removed from being a prosecutor. He was rooting for the prosecution. For some reason, he didn't really like Diddy. So for whatever reason, that's a prerogative. And
he's going to drop the leg. Melissa want to jump on.
He's going to try to make things right. Oh, Melissa want to come on? All right. He's going to try to make things right, and it is what it is. Let's see.
That's crazy to me, son. This guy's a monster. This guy's trying to kill you, and none of y'all actual protective order against him.
Let's say this. Like I said, let's give the judge a chance. Like I gave the prosecution a chance. Let's see what he says on July 8th, and then let's see what he actually the sentence is. Like I said, I won't mind 2 or 3 years. I don't mind that. I just don't want, like I kept saying, don't set that precedent. 10 years, 20 years. Nah, we ain't doing that. Not for prostitution.
I think he's gonna need to talk to his people's senior judges, and maybe they're gonna, if they haven't reached out already, more than like if they haven't reached out already.
Yeah.
I think they might talk to him, and he might grant him bail tomorrow. You know, because they need a soft landing.
He still has a chance of getting out on bail. It's another bail process. No, well, they supposed to have a pre-sentencing process.
Let's see what Melissa got to say.
What's up, Melissa?
Hey guys.
Thank you for the donation.
What's up, Melissa?
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you for your reporting. I don't know, this is gonna sound kind of crazy because a lot of people don't really follow politics, but I think this is a huge distraction for what's going on right now in politics, and it's pretty scary because there's a lot of things that are happening all at once, and no one really is paying attention, all because of this case. So I think that everyone needs to look outward instead of.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I called it too. I said this case was a personal case and political. You're absolutely right. There's some distraction. Something is going on here that we're not. You know, I mean, I see parts of it, but I'm putting the puzzle together here, and there's something going on here.
Yeah, I just asked ChatGPT, and it gave the whole list of things. Let me go over some of them really quick. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Okay, cool.
Well, Melissa, were you satisfied with the verdicts earlier on?
Absolutely not. But you know what? That's all part of the decoy in a way. So no, I'm not happy about it. But I don't even like Diddy. I don't like him at all.
Facts. Nobody here likes this nigga. But you know, but we going by the law here. We're going by the law. Nobody likes this nigga. But come on, if you're gonna be fair, you know, we can't kick the ball. We can't kick the kid. You know, we can't move the goalposts. You know, if it's not in our favor, we just can't move the goalposts because today is Diddy, tomorrow is you.
Yes.
And how you gonna feel when they start moving the goalposts on you? You gonna say it ain't right, right? You wanna want people to speak up for you. I mean, I'm an asshole. I'm a certified asshole. So I would talk crap about you and all type of shit. You know what I mean? But if I know I didn't do something, but because I'm an asshole, you trying to get back at me.
Exactly. That's not right. That's just it's miscarriage of justice for sure. Okay,
Word,
guys, I'm gonna go because I'm driving, but just
all
keep
right,
in
yeah,
mind that there are this is a distraction. Okay, bye guys.
facts.
Thank you.
All right,
All
take
right.
it easy. Drive
All right,
safe.
Melissa, drive safe. Yeah. Well, that was Melissa been up here before, Desmond. She
Word.
been up here a couple of months ago.
Oh, that's what's up. There's like I say, there's 98% of your people in your chat is a bunch of assholes, Raze. But to move the goalposts on you because yeah, you know he's an asshole. Yeah, he's supposed to get you know because he didn't get caught for this. You know we're gonna use this to prosecute him for the ones that he didn't get caught for.
Yeah.
That's not how the system's supposed to work. You know what I mean? That's not. I mean, you know, even the thing what he did with Cassie, yo, she had ample opportunity to put him in jail for that.
To call the police and just go
Call
ahead
the
and
police,
do
have
that.
order protection, sue him,
Before the
all
statute of
that.
limitations ran out. Before the statute of limitations ran out on that.
Word.
Yeah. So,
She could have sued him, but what she did, she put on some makeup and went to the VMAs award.
yeah.
Or I mean, went to some award show. So that is crazy to me. So you know what I mean? Talking about, oh, but you don't understand the psychological part of what he did to her and all that. I'm like, you're not. Oh, you know what, man? Listen, man. Yo, listen, man. You can't just move the goalpost, B. You can't move the goalpost because the dude's an asshole.
The judge is about to do that. See, well, you know what? Let me give him a chance. You know,
Yeah, you give him a chance. You want to see what he does.
I suspect he's about because the way he said that Diddy is a threat to the community after the jury said not guilty on the big thing. I mean, on the big charges, it kind of leads me to believe he's going to give him some significant time. But I could be wrong about that, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to give him a chance, like I gave the feds to make their case a chance until I realized it was a trash case. So we'll see what he does starting on July 8th at that pre-sentencing hearing. You know, that's going to be on Tuesday.
Facts.
So what? I'm about to break out of here, Big Super.
Yeah, man.
Say to the people, man. I appreciate you coming up here, giving us your legal expertise.
Facts. I think the prosecution need to give the judge a way out by offering Diddy the deal. Because they need a soft landing right now because this is going to be a blemish on their professional record, and you know.
Oh well, he cut off. Sorry about that, bro. You cut out again, Big Super. Big Super cut out, guys. Thank Big Super. Thank Melissa for coming up in your donations. I appreciate you. Yeah, guys. So I'm about to break out of here. About to get something to eat, get something to drink. I think we covered this enough, and we'll see what happens. We shall see. I'm going to give this judge a chance. Maybe he'll do some back discussions with some other judges, some more senior judges, and they be like, "Look, this ain't the way to go, bro." We see what you might be trying to do as a second-year judge, as a former prosecutor, but this ain't it. And we'll see. We'll see. I'll just put out my predictions tentatively this, but we'll see what happens. But in closing, he was found not guilty, RICO racketeering, sex trafficking, found guilty on 2 counts of the Mann Act, which is engaging in prostitution. So we'll see if this judge, gives him he's gonna give him a sentence. I wouldn't mind 3 years with time served, but I am not digging 10 years or 20 years. That is overkill. That'll be back to doing overreach, because like I said, in California, the max sentence for federal charge of domestic violence is only 4 years. So I'm going to let the people, the females, and even the guys that did not like the domestic violence video, right? I'm going to give y'all an out over here on this channel. I'm all right. I'm going to let y'all root for the judge to sentence him. I'm not going to say don't give him no time. I'm not going to mind the judge if the judge do a makeup call and say, I'm going to give this guy time for beating up Cassie. I'm going to give y'all that. All right. So I'm putting it out there. Raze, I don't mind if this judge, I think he's a rogue judge, but I'm not going to go protest if he only gives Diddy 3 years. Let him sit down, let him get clean, let him think about what he done as far as the beating up Cassie. You know what I mean? He's not charged with domestic violence, but I'm gonna let y'all have it. But if he start talking about 10 years and 20 years, oh hell no, we protesting. I'm just letting y'all know right now, we protesting. So hit that like button. Shout out to Yvonne Curry. Hit that like button. Shout out to you, Yvonne Curry. Judge was Biden appointed. Yo, shout out to Yvonne Curry doing a great job. My newest moderator. You see, beauty queen. You see, beauty queen. You're just not happy, beauty queen. I'm telling you. I don't mind the 3 years, beauty queen. See, you want the full thing. Boy, you people, boy. Yeah, I know that judge don't like that judge don't like Diddy. You can tell that judge do not like Diddy. It is what it is, guys. Like I said, I like you guys. I have fun with you guys, man. Thank you, Big Super. Thank you, Melissa. We'll be back. I'm gonna see what we're gonna do. We're gonna start doing some more travel stuff. Obviously, standing. You care because you're still here. Say, hey, standing. You see my beautiful face on this thumbnail. Says Diddy denied bail, and you came in and you clicked on this, and you took the time to say who cares. So obviously you cared enough to type. Thank you for your service. Thank you for helping my algorithm. Let me see. And shout out to all the whalers in the building. Salute to you. Salute to you. Salute to you. He should get probation at minimum 18 months max. Yeah. Like I said, whatever. If they want to do the makeup for him beating up Cassie, whatever. So, all right. Whatever. And I want to move on from this Diddy case. Like I said, I thought I was going to be finished with it. But obviously, the judge said, hold my decision. And July 8th, we're going to be back. And let's see. We'll take it from there. Yeah, pretty crank. Listen, we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys, let me go get me something to eat. Let me go get me a beer. I haven't had a beer all day. And hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If anything crazy else happens on this case before Tuesday, before July 8th, I'll come back live on it. But shout out to everybody who's been rocking with me, covering all the new subscribers, covering this Diddy trial. And we'll see what goes on in the future, in the near future. Salute, guys.